meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, while we're looking at some of these misty conditions making their way in, I have Brian telling us about how much warmer it is in Florida this time of the year. And the Daytona right around the corner. And of course, they're going to see some warmer conditions down there. But here in the Concho Valley, just holding on to those 40s. Now, the temperatures over the last 24 hours, seeing some strong southerly flow warm us up near those upper 50s. Then we drop right back down into those mid 40s. And I think we're going to be hanging out at about 42 degrees for the rest of the night. But by tomorrow, pushing all the way up into the 60s with some of those clear skies and those stronger winds. 42 in San Angelo. Everybody else already in those mid to lower 40s across the entire region. It has been in those 30s all day up there in Sterling City. 46 down there in Junction, still 11 degrees across the entire region. Has been a little warmer than that, but we're still holding on to some of those stronger standard heating and cooling values across the entire Concho Valley. I think I saw a 51 over there in El Dorado, while those humidity values are in those 100% marks, and those dew points are in those 30s all the way up into those 40s. Sorry, a lot of these numbers are all over the place, and a lot of these systems right now are pretty dynamic. Now, severe weather season is right around the corner, and we look at sort of the moisture tracker and the setup for it. It's making its way there, but some stronger instability across the Rocky Mountains. Now, they're slated to see more winter weather as a result, and we watch a lot of these concentrations make their way up near Nebraska. That'll show us where Tornado Alley is. Now, we've already seen a couple tornadoes off near Tennessee, and as we make our way closer towards this weekend, we're watching more and more waves make their way through. Now, they're a little faster than they should be about this time of the year, and they're a little early. As we make our way closer towards the weekend, we're going to be holding on back and forth between those 50s and those 60s, but overnight, despite seeing some of those warmer temperatures, we'll still be down below those freezing levels. By next week, the entire upper level pattern encompasses the entire United States, and that'll keep us somewhere in those 50s. Now, we're only going to see a couple warm-up days as a result in those 70s, but cold weather right behind it. Water vapor imagery showing you the first setup for severe weather as we keep our eye on this cold front and this dry air trying to make its way in. Now, it's a pretty steep system. Take a good look. That's a pretty strong, diagonal line making its way across the Rocky Mountains. Despite the topography, it takes aim right at the Concho Valley, and that's where we're going to see some of these colder temperatures and those stronger winds by tomorrow. Severe weather outlook still, the Concho Valley and pushing off near Alabama. Now, that's quite a wide range when we're talking about severe weather. And when we take you down to the surface, this system has been lingering somewhere around the Ohio River Valley all day, and they've still been seeing a whole lot of winter weather alerts and cold weather advisories all day, if not for 2 weeks, across this entire part of the entire nation, while the Rocky Mountains are slated to see another 4 feet of snow as a result. Now, we're looking out for some of these overnight thunderstorms, but I think the winds might just be too strong to see a little bit of this activity. I don't want to be wrong. We have missed some tornadoes throughout the entire year off the eastern part of the United States, but the futurecast is not showing it right now, with a good opportunity for some pockets of thunderstorm activity. By Wednesday morning, it will clear up, and those stronger winds will be right behind it. As a result, we're going to drop down below those freezing levels. So people, pets, plants, and pipes, be ready for it, because we're going to be holding on to these freezing levels. Now, you only have 3 days, if not 2, left until Valentine's Day. So hopefully you have your gifts ready to go, because as the weekend makes its way here, we're going to push up into those 60s, but colder weather right behind it. Stronger winds tomorrow taking out from the northeast. That will push us down below those freezing levels. But tonight, we're already there. We're in those 40s. We're not going to cool off much more than that, but we're on the lookout for some of that thunderstorm activity. If you have to go out, please be careful. Take your time. It's pretty slick out there. Then tomorrow, starting out pretty humid. Then those winds are building up pretty strong, but then we're dropping right below those freezing levels as the evening makes its way through. But we're halfway through the work week. As we get closer towards Valentine's Day, things will try to fight back and forth. Thursday, we're on the lookout for a little bit of that icing, but we make our way up into those 60s for the weekend. Then that cold weather is right behind it as we drop back down into those 50s, fighting back and forth between those 60s and those 70s, while those overnight lows go back and forth below freezing and above freezing. Stay tuned. More of the break. You're watching KSAN News at 10.